Meantime, back here at the United Center, some developments when it comes to safety. Apparently, the floor has been locked down. No one else is going in and out because they're at capacity. You can imagine on this last night with such big speakers, including Kamala Harris, big name entertainment coming. There is a lot. There are a lot of good reasons why people want to be here. And unfortunately, though, at this point, we don't know how long it'll last, but at least for right now, no one else is being allowed onto the floor.
Joining us now is CBS News Chicago security expert Phil Andrew. Phil, it's good to have you as always. As we look back at this past week, what would you say are your thoughts? I mean, I think we heard so much on the way in, concerns, talk of 68. There was a lot of it. It seems like it's been very well handled, especially by the police superintendent, Larry Snelling.
The amount of preparation and coordination that's gone into the security effort is really paying off. You know, knock on wood that this is going to be a big night. Certainly the protesters have said that they are wanting to produce their largest crowd. But as you can see, CPD is moving in coordination, and they've got all of their partners, the state police, the county, their federal partners, including the FBI. And this is a really well-coordinated security operation you're seeing right now.
Phil, yesterday or earlier this week, there was a protest where they actually had what we're calling marshals. This was the Chicago Coalition for Justice, and this was a way that they had some of their own people try and de-escalate when there was specifically one man who was climbing up on platforms and on poles, and as there was an interaction with police, a member of that group, in vest, stepped in and was able to get that person down. Have you heard of this in terms of protests before, and what do you think is the significance of having that, especially from a group of protesters who are really trying to get their message heard?
Well, how smart of that protest organization to have their own sort of security, providing for some guidance and support for those that are stepping out of line to keep the police from having to interact. But this actually isn't the first time. Here we have violence intervention workers in the city right now, the CVI workers that have been dispersed. And we actually saw this a lot during the Black Lives Matter protests. I can think of several cases in Philadelphia and here in Chicago where there was great coordination with police commanders and protest leaders to make sure that protesters were safe and that they were easily identifying outside agitators that put that peaceful protest at risk.
Hey, Phil, while we have you, and we just mentioned, Erica told you about the lockdown on the floor right now. This is not unusual, I'm guessing. I know that in Milwaukee at the RNC, they only allowed you on the floor for a certain amount of time. Does this have to do with maybe a speaker who's coming up, or is this a fire marshal thing? What is it?
It's a little of both, right? That they are at maximum capacity there. They have to take care to maintain for any kind of safety emergency, not just a security-related one. So this is part of a procedure for any kind of large crowd. And given the increasing level of the number of dignitaries there, they are going to be just increasing that and trying to slow that traffic that's moving in and out to the greatest ability.
All right, Phil, thank you very much.